You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Today, 2 individuals in Carthage steal a car and fire shots at police.
We're just underway in what's going to be a wet beginning of an April week. Now, luckily, looks like we're going to stay out of the way of anything severe, but we're going to break this all down from the Skywatch Weather Center.
And fewer children are being prescribed opioids. That's according to a new study. All that and more coming up.
Starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Police say a suspect in a stolen car fired shots at officers during a police chase in Carthage. Authorities say the chase started around 3 p.m. on Friday. That's when officers spotted a truck stolen out of Oklahoma. During the chase, one of the 2 suspects in the stolen truck fired shots at officers' patrol cars. Chase ended when the truck drove through some fences, rammed into a Jasper County patrol car, then drove into the creek near Fairview and County Road 170. Suspect with the gun then ran, but was arrested. No officers were injured. Suspects are Johnny Krause of Sacramento, California, and Michelle Lucas of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Krause is charged with assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, property damage, and armed criminal action. Lucas is charged with second-degree tampering and resisting arrest. People from all corners of Missouri and beyond came to Joplin to honor a fallen National Guard member. Sergeant Robert Wayne Crow Jr. died while serving in Afghanistan in 2010. The National Guard continues to honor him by renaming the state's National Guard Joplin Armory after Sergeant Crow. They hope
anytime we can talk about the sacrifices that not just Sergeant Crow, but his family, the rest of the soldiers within the military, soldiers, airmen, and Marines, all the sacrifices that they make. I think that it's important that we honor that.
Sergeant Crow was a hero, and this dedication ceremony meant a lot to those who knew him. The Carthage city administrator has retired. According to a Facebook post by the city, Tom Short announced his retirement effective last Friday. Post says Short has more than 40 years of experience, joined the city of Carthage in 1997, making him the longest serving city administrator in the city's history. Officials and employees of the city of Joplin came together to send off Public Works Director David Hertzberg as he enters retirement. Hertzberg has served the city of Joplin for more than 40 years. He began his career as a part-time employee working in the city's sign shop and held several positions before serving as director for the Public Works Department for nearly 15 years.
I guess on the national scale, it was the tornado that probably was rewarding, and was noted what we accomplished during that tornado and the redevelopment from that, and so that stands out in me in that part of the time.
Hertzberg announced his plan to retire a little less than a month ago. Well, Pitt State also held a retirement ceremony for University President Steve Scott. Scott graduated from PSU in 1973 with a major in mathematics. He's worked at Pitt State for the past 3 decades, including as president since 2009. The ceremony looked back at his time as president from the perspectives of family, community, and colleagues.
Today, this celebration is really about what we've accomplished together over the last 13 years. The speakers were a really important part of that. Not only that they were complimenting me, which it felt really good, of course, but they've been a part of the success. It's been their contributions that have made these things happen.
It's a challenge.
President Scott says he plans to stay in Pittsburgh and participate at university events. Well, scientists have created a magnetic slime robot. It can stretch and squeeze into tight spaces, and that looks disgusting. The slime has what one researcher called viscoelastic properties, making it stretchy and gooey, but also contains magnetic particles that not only can be controlled with external magnets, but also can conduct electricity, making it handy for circuit repair. Scientists also foresee potential biomedical uses, like reducing the harm if a child swallows a small battery, for example. No one will be gulping down this freaky flubber-esque goop quite yet. More research is needed to make sure all the secrets of the use are safe for humans and once again, it has slime in its name, will be banned from Tanya's house.
Yeah, and give everybody the background who may not know.
Yes, well, just over the years, slime has continued to be banned from my house because I've lost numerous blankets, couch cushions, pillows, carpet pieces, just everything. Even had to like refinish the side of a dresser for some reason that got slime stuck to it and it discolored it.
For those of you that
slime
may
for me.
be new to the show and whatnot, several years ago when the slime craze was sweeping across the nation and very big with the kids, the visceral reaction when Tanya Bach would do a slime story was possibly one of the funniest things ever, as you would just see her curl up with vitriol when talking about slime.
Yes, slime would have to be confined to the front porch or out in the garage, like it was an outdoor. I mean, they're kids, they love slime,
Right,
you know?
yeah, I know.
They would want to bring slime home, you know? Why is that a prize at school?
This shot right here, when I saw this video last week, the first thing that went through my, before I knew it was a robot or whatever, I immediately thought of a leech.
Yeah.
Is what it reminded me
Yeah.
of. Yeah. Pretty amazing though to watch what they can
It
do
makes
with that.
me think of that Spider-Man and the,
Yeah. And think about that.
yeah.
All right, Tanya, here's where we stand outside of Television City. We've kind of been spared for rain for here for several hours. You have a little bit of a mist coming down. Take the camera, turn it down to the south, because that is where we are seeing the majority of the rain action. We've at least lightened up here in Labette, Cherokee, and for the most part, Jasper County had that hard rain, not but 15, 20 minutes ago. But now as we turn our attention south of I-44, especially in between about Pineville and Cassville, that's where we're seeing very, very heavy rain begin to pile up right there. That being said, nothing involved with advisories, watches, or warnings associated with any flooding. So that's a good thing. Up to the north, going to get a nice little morning break. It's still going to have mostly cloudy skies, not a whole lot of sunshine. But really, this dividing line, see about right there, go from Pittsburgh down to the south, so it's almost cut it in half. We're going to see additional rain showers continue to pop up out to our west and down to our south, and what's really going to be the makings of a relatively wet week by the time it's all said and done. The nice thing is we're able to spread this out over about a 72-hour span. So it's not going to be torrential rainfall all at once. And light jacket's going to suffice today as we're already up anywhere from the high 40s into the mid 50s. That gives you an idea about where it's going to come from. Kind of ride that jet stream. And once again, the jet almost acts as the dividing line as you push toward Kansas City. Yeah, you need to take a trip up to KC. You're going to be fine. Northern portion is going to remain dry for the most part. And now we're starting to see just a little lightning far bottom of your screen begin to pop up every now and then. As far as our afternoon planner goes, temperatures low 60s, so a little bit cooler than what we'd anticipate. But really the key factor is you'll notice how many of these panels have raindrops coming down in them. And that's because it just keeps on regenerating from the back all through the evening hours. Remember, mainly down to the south. And as we get into Tuesday, we see a northerly push for Tuesday morning. Push it out. Now, Tuesday night, here's where we get another round of legitimate thunderstorm activity that forms up to the northwest. And it's going to be one of those pretty fine dividing lines that drops down from Tuesday all the way into Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning is the timing for that. But then we finally get to dry out. Cool Thursday and Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, great looking weekend. Sunny skies and temps, 60s, then 70s.
All right. Up next, Janet Moyer from Show Me Cat Fanciers stops back in studio to talk about a perfectly fun event coming up this weekend. And later, the Marvel Comics universe reveals its latest hero in Moon Knight. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Strict limits on salt intake can boost quality of life for people dealing with heart failure. It's a new study out of the Lancet. It shows a slower progression of the disease among those who controlled salt intake, combined with nutritional counseling over the time span of about a year. However, the research did not show a significant difference in hospitalizations, deaths, or ER visits of people who did or did not control sodium. More than 800 people in 6 countries with chronic heart failure were followed. And they were either getting regular care or put on a low-sodium diet. The study's lead author says more research is needed to determine if continued limits on salt intake can improve outcomes for heart failure. The Omicron COVID-19 variant, far more infectious than the Delta variant in young children, but it has caused less severe illness. This data is out of a new study in JAMA Pediatrics. The authors studied the health records of 650,000 U.S. children under the age of 5. Now, remember, that's the only age group that has not been authorized to receive the coronavirus vaccination. In the study, the Omicron variant 6 to 8 times more infectious in young children than the Delta variant. But emergency visits, hospitalizations, ICU admissions, use of a ventilator, those happen to be far less frequent with Omicron. Deaths in children were rare, but researchers are not sure what the long-term effects of Omicron infection may be yet. More science backs up why it's beneficial to quit smoking and why some people have put on the pandemic pounds. Naomi Rockham, she has today's top health stories.
If you put on some pandemic pounds, you're not alone. A new study in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine finds more Americans weighed in as obese during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic than in the year before. Adults who gained weight said they snacked more and drank more alcohol. Fewer children are being prescribed opioids after surgery, according to a new study published in the journal Pediatrics. Most of the procedures included dental or oral surgery. The data shows opioid prescriptions fell gradually between 2014 and 2017 and declined even more after that. Study authors say the trend started after new evidence showed similar recovery for children who were given limited or no opioids after a procedure. And smokers are less likely to survive a heart attack than non-smokers. That's according to new research being presented at the American Physiological Society's annual meeting. Researchers found levels of a protein in the liver were significantly less in smokers. It's believed the protein could offer protection to heart tissue when it's released during a heart attack. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Naomi Rockham, CBS News, New York.
There's a rancher in Colorado who a little fed up with wolves preying on his cattle, so he's trying a novel approach. Donkeys. That's right. He got them from the Colorado Land Management. They helped him out, and they're gray wolves, right, Ron? Yeah, gray wolves, and since they're protected, it's not like he can go out and shoot at them. That is not an option. So the Colorado Land Management decided, hey, let's try this approach. And they put some donkeys out there to try to steer away the wolves. Guy says so far it's working. He's kind of hoping other ranchers get involved with this, kind of give them a long-term study to see the effects of it. He says donkeys and the cattle get along great. And I guess, if I remember right, the key factor about having a donkey out there acting as a guard, if you will, they won't run from the wolves. They'll stand their ground. You know, wolves are looking for prey to take off and circle them, take them in. Donkeys are like, we don't care. So how about that? That's what I got on it. That came off the top of my head from the story we did last week. Live look over 7th and Rangeline Daily Almanac for this April the 4th. Our temperatures are going to be cooler than what we'd expect for this time of year, really all the way until the weekend. So really not much of a warm-up, and our precipitation not far off from where we'd historically be. But by the time we get into the middle of the week with the periodic showers that pop up all the way through Wednesday, we are going to pick up anywhere from, say, 1.25 inches to about 1.5 inches of rain. Cooler to end the week. Also, too, make sure you tune in with us Thursday and Friday, because if you've got those plants outside, we even have a chance to end off the work week with some frost. Finally warm back up, and we'll have a delightful weekend. Just got to try to stay dry in the meantime. Heavier rain right now along and south of I-44, especially in between Pineville and Cassville, calming down in Ottawa and Delaware, and most of southeast Kansas remaining on the mostly dry side right now. You get a mist and a drizzle and whatnot. 7th and Rangeline in Joplin beginning to clear off to the east, but everything's going to keep on generating down here. Bottom of your screen, it just kind of roll toward us. Not organized, not severe, just more of a nuisance than anything else for next several days. There we are over 7th and Rangeline. Rain splatter every now and then is what we'll see pick up on that. And our temperatures, pretty delightful really, anywhere from about 48 all the way up to 54. Wind going to come in from the east. We'll just go 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not going to have anything blustery today. And a weather trend, remember we talked about the temperatures a little bit below normal. That's because of the mostly cloudy skies all the way through to really to tomorrow. So let's talk about what keeps backfilling down here at the bottom that takes us to the afternoon. Our dividing line for today really wants to be Pittsburgh up to the north as far as what will stay dry for the most part. Get a break tonight. Then into Tuesday, once again, we begin to pop up, a little northerly push to it. Afternoon break. Tuesday night, we reformulate. And when this one reformulates up to the north, that's going to be pretty good thunderstorm activity. That'll really be our round of thunderstorms that we get. And that's going to last us all the way through Wednesday as well. A little bit of a cold front on the backside of that, so we'll be down to the 50s on Thursday and Friday with at least a chance to dry out. And look at this weekend. How gorgeous is that going to be? 61 on Saturday, up to 74. Almost a repeat performance of what we had yesterday, as a matter of fact. We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
Welcome back. We have Janet Moyer joining us this morning to tell us about a fun event coming up in Neosho, a cat show.
A cat show, yes.
Yeah.
It's a CFA cat show, which is the Cat Fanciers Association. That's the oldest cat registry in the world, established in 1906, registers 45 different breeds, and then also you can bring a household pet to the show and show it.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the CFA, the Cat Fanciers Association. It's been around for a while, but how long have you been involved with it personally?
We started in 1991.
Okay.
Yeah, showing cats out in California.
What got you into doing that?
Well, I don't know. Just always been an animal lover, and it's something you can go do. It's fun. It's fun for the whole family.
I was curious if you remembered attending your first cat show and then
No,
just
I
got
don't.
the drive to do that yourself.
Right, I don't remember, but it does get into your blood. It's you know, there's cat shows every weekend somewhere in the country.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit about the kitty that you brought here with you.
So this is a 5-month-old Persian kitten. He's a black Persian kitten. And
I know earlier this morning you brought a
Himalayan Persian.
Himalayan Persian.
Right.
Okay, so this is a black Persian.
Right, so it's predominantly just a color difference, but they do compete in a different class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you be showing cats yourself this morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And helping to run the show.
Right, right, yes.
Keep them busy that way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, for those that have never attended a cat show, what's it like, the experience of it from the moment you walk in the door?
Well, it's a lot of activity, a lot of hustle bustle. We have 6 different rings, and in each ring we'll have kittens and adults competing, and then after that, the judges will select their winners, and they'll all come back and compete against all of the breeds for the best cat in the show.
Okay.
And then we have free coloring books for the kids, and then we're going to have some fun giveaways for the kids, and we have a costume contest at noon. People dress their cats up in all kinds of crazy things, and the audience gets to participate and select the winner of that.
Oh, I bet those are fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet those are really neat. Some fun pictures will come out of that for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yes.
All right, what's the name of this kitty that you have here
This
with you?
this kitty's Freddie.
Freddie. Hi, Freddie. Such a friendly cat. Wants to come say hi. There you go.
He's purring.
Yeah, and you know, earlier this morning we were talking about the benefits of purring and,
Right.
you know, just having a companion like as, you know, as a cat. They're
Right.
minimal maintenance and
Right. Well, except for the Persians, yeah.
what makes the Persians a little different?
The coat.
The coat?
Yeah, yeah. There's an exotic short hair which is a lazy man's Persian. They're a short-haired breed, so you don't have all of this hair to maintain. But
All right, and what goes into maintaining your Persian's hair?
well, basically a bath about every week and blowing them dry.
I bet they're fans of that.
But yeah, that's for a show cat. But you don't have to do quite that much for a pet. But yeah, most people shave their Persians. It's easier. Yeah.
Okay, well, they're pretty. They're such
Yeah.
pretty kitties. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go over details of this weekend's show. It starts at 9 o'clock. Where's it located at?
9 a.m. at the Newton County Fairgrounds, 700 Field Avenue in Neosho.
Okay, is there a cost to attend?
Yes, it's $8 for adults, $5 for children and seniors, and 5 and under are free, and a 4-pack for $20.
And you still have time to register if you would like to show your cat.
Absolutely, until Tuesday.
Okay, and how do people go about doing that?
The best way would probably be to go to our Facebook page, Show Me Cat Fanciers, and we'll help them with that.
Okay, so if you have a cat you'd like to show off this weekend, you can easily do that by going to their Facebook page. And if not, and you just want to check it out, you have a love of cats, just show up on Saturday. All right,
Sounds
well,
good.
Thank you so much for coming in, Janet.
Oh, thank you for having us.
All right, we'll be right back. It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Adrian Hugo. Specialist Hugo served in the Marines from 2000 to 2009. He served with the 1st Marine Division in Iraq, his hometown, Parsons, Kansas. We thank you, today's 4-state hero, Adrian Hugo. Well, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a new hero joining its pantheon. Rick Damigella reports.
I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
A mysterious new hero materializes in the MCU with the arrival of Moon Knight.
There's chaos in here.
We had a strange riddle in this project because the hero was insane. He's, suffering from mental illness. And the history of movies has drawn a tremendous amount of villain. They use mental illness to create villains, but not heroes.
Moon Knight debuted in 1975 in Marvel's Werewolf by Night comic before starring in his own series in 1980.
There's decades of storytelling that we were able to glean from, and to take those but yet flip it on its side and also present a very unique and somewhat unusual story for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Summon the suit.
Summon the suit? What are you saying?
The suit.
The suit.
Acting opposite a character with 3 distinct personalities had its own challenges.
I don't want to give spoilers away, so I can't give details, but I'd be like, this is a weird situation and I want to do it justice, but I just ended up bringing that awkwardness to the scene.
Thank you.
Moon Knight is an intimate story. It's a character study. It's everything that I tried to do in my small films, but this time I'm doing it on a bigger scale.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, so new episodes of Moon Knight debut every Wednesday on Disney+. The first one is out. You can watch it. I watched it last night. Let's just say I hope the second one is better than the first. You can PM me if you want to know why. Or just watch for yourself. Another half hour of news and weather is just ahead. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. One reporter finds out just how hard covering a story can be when faced with a flock of turkeys. And we'll take a look at music's biggest night as Las Vegas plays host to the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:32. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Webb City had its annual Spring Shop Hop over the weekend. It allows local vendors to come out and sell their goods. The event hosts several food trucks, local boutiques, and other items such as trinkets, soaps, and other things. Businesses are able to collaborate and give vendors and upstart businesses opportunities to get their name out there.
So they're super beneficial. For me personally, I've just been here for 4 months and I've seen tons of new faces that I haven't seen before that didn't know that I was here, and lots of the other shops as well.
Saturday marked the second and last day of the event. Easter is just around the corner, so that calls for decorations. Color Me Rad Company hosted its first ever workshop. Kids could come in and paint eggs in a black light room, eggs that are able to glow in the dark. Each kid was able to decorate a total of 6 eggs each and have the opportunity to take them home.
They love the blacklight room. They love the glowing paints. As soon as they walk in there, the first thing we hear is, wow! And then to see it on the eggs actually like glowing, it really pops. And they just love the way that that comes out.
You can find Color Me Rad at 3120 South Main Street in Joplin. Yearly tradition that draws in folks from all over is back in Neosho. The Neosho Citywide Garage Sale, said to be the largest in Missouri. It's so big that public school was canceled because the district physically cannot get buses around town. So some Neosho Junior High School cheerleaders were out selling items to help pay for cheer expenses. They say they plan for the event all year.
It's something that our community plans for a year in advance, and so part of that planning cycle is looking at our school calendar and making sure that our schools take that day off so that the city can navigate around those bus routes.
And the citywide sale continued through the weekend. Some musicians from Los Angeles made a stop in Joplin. Las Cafeteras is described as a group that creates vibrant musical fusion with a unique East LA sound and positive messages. The group was at Missouri Southern for a workshop and performance.
Doing a workshop all about building bridges through music, bringing people together from different cultures, and how music can really bring those people together. And even though they have so many differences amongst them, that music is that underlying thing that just brings them all together, and they can all relate through it.
Las Cafeteras performed at 5:30 p.m. This was on Friday at the Joplin Empire Market Courtyard. Admission was $25. On Sunday, John Thomas Buck hosted the Community Fest at Landreth Park. This event allows people from the community to come out and enjoy face painting, food trucks, games, and live music. The first 100 people to show were awarded a voucher to get a free food item at one of the trucks. The festival also featured 6 different musical guests.
Yeah, I don't think events like this can be understated. I think this is a fantastic thing to be doing for the community, getting everybody out together at a space where you don't even have to spend any money if you don't want to. So I think it's awesome.
Saturday. Buck is a candidate for Joplin Council. More than 100 people came out for the event. Pitt State held a retirement ceremony for University President Steve Scott. Scott graduated from PSU in 1973 with a major in mathematics. He's worked at Pitt State for the past 3 decades, including as president since 2009. The ceremony looked back at his time as president from the perspectives of family, community, and colleagues.
Today, this celebration is really about what we've accomplished together over the last 13 years. The speakers were a really important part of that. Not only did they were complimenting me, which it felt really good, of course, but they've been a part of the success. It's been their contributions that have made these things happen.
President Scott says he plans to stay in Pittsburgh and participate at university events. The haunting relic from a tragic killing goes up for auction. A blood-stained swatch from a dress worn at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. when President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865 during a play there will be auctioned off at the New York International Antiquarian Book Fair this month. The dress was worn by actress Laura Keene, who rushed to the balcony to aid Lincoln after he was shot by actor John Wilkes Booth. The swatch has a handwritten note reportedly from Keene. The whereabouts of the full dress she wore are not known.
Ron and I were just talking while you were reading that story. I believe that she owned the theater. Wasn't it called Laura Keene's Theater?
Possibly.
I mean, I understand the historical significance of it. That's also
the question is, what happened to the rest of the dress?
Yeah, just a little macabre for me. But I understand for a collector how that may have significance. Russian. Ford Theater. What? Was it owned by Laura Keene?
Wait,
that's the Ford Theater.
Ford Theater. I don't know. We'll have to research that.
No, I know it's the Ford Theater, but I thought she owned it. And the only reason I know that is because I was reading something during Women's Month, and her name popped up as far as like in a time that was dominated by men, how influential that she was on the art scene during that time. I may have her confused with somebody. I very well may. Anyway, let's talk about what's on the Skywatch Storm Tracker as the majority of the rain hovers along and just to the south of I-44 in the Cassville area. And really just about the last 10 minutes alone, we've seen a nice little break up from the very, very heavy rain that was happening earlier. We're not done. You look at this and be like, oh, okay, are we going to get an elongated break? No. We've got more starting to originate down south of Tulsa, and it's going to make just a little northeasterly push toward us. We're not looking at anything severe. It just kind of hangs around all day long. As far as what we're looking at on the 7-day forecast is we're going to have temperatures that are going to be in the low 60s today, 70s tomorrow, but by the time we get to Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, forgive me, I have batteries that died in a remote. By the time we get from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, that is our next round of some thunderstorm activity. We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this. This morning on the KOAM News Now Instapoll, talking about feeling at home. Taking you on this video to the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area where Afghan refugees have relocated. And to help the kids in particular kind of feel at home, they've introducing pretty much classrooms to chess. Some historians say that chess originated in Afghanistan. Obviously, those kids have a great concept already on how to play the game, and it's kind of, makes them a little piece of home that perhaps they're missing, and probably they're probably teaching their classmates a great deal about it as well, and that's going to bridge any divide very quickly when a good old-fashioned board game. Our question for you this morning is, how do you spend time at home? And we did put board games on there. It's second place right now at 23%, 55%, and that's been pretty consistently over the 50% mark all morning long. Say movies and TV, followed by outside activities and other. I think because they didn't include the conversations that we keep in our heads. That should count, right? That's what I do at home. All right, we got a turkey takeover. It happened in Wisconsin. A gang of fowl gave a reporter a little bit of a scare. She's okay. Bill Walsh has more on the brazen birds.
Shocking video sent to us this morning from CBS 58's Amanda Porterfield. An attack on one news anchor is an attack on us all. So the station sent out the two toughest, most ruggedly handsome people they could find to even the score. A hard target search of Amanda's neighborhood. The mean streets of Wauwatosa found nothing. Maybe the birds realized they messed with the wrong local celebrity. We decided to call in an expert from the highest levels of federal government.
Turkey breeding time is coming upon us as well, too, so they even get a little more aggressive.
So we had to be careful. These birds appear to fear no one. They travel with impunity. A 10-ton county bus doesn't faze them. They may even consider themselves above the law.
Generally, wildlife in the urban setting is an advantage and is a bonus for people to, but at times they certainly can cause some conflicts.
Our investigation goes deeper. A source sent us this explosive video from early 2021 showing Amanda and turkeys have a long, sordid history.
He's chased me to my car.
What makes Amanda run afoul of all these turkeys? We went to the person who knows her best.
She woke up to a turkey apocalypse this morning.
Amanda's mom did not want her face on camera, possibly out of fear of a Thanksgiving-based revenge.
Have you guys been eating turkey on Thanksgiving for generations?
Yeah, I don't think I will this year. I'll settle for some broccoli and green beans.
We searched the streets of Tosa all day. We wanted these angry birds to be able to tell their side of the story. Finding none, Dan Herchert offered some advice on how turkeys and local television journalists can coexist.
If you create a submissive posture, and the birds can tend to see that, they can pick up on that, and they can play on that, and then they tend to turn more aggressive in certain circumstances.
If you do run into an aggressive turkey, call the city. In some cases, they will actually take and relocate those aggressive turkeys. We also want to take this time to recognize Amanda Porterfield's bravery. We should keep her in our thoughts at this trying time.
No. So you bacon wrap them, and then you put them on a skewer and kebab. And talking about the best way to handle, like, if you're around turkeys. We'll be right back with consumer news after this.
The national average price of gas is going down following last week's record decision from the Biden administration to release 1 million barrels of crude oil per day over the next 6 months from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, a move officials hope would quell Americans' pain at the pump. But how much of a savings will you see? Sal Giangrasso has more on that, plus a look at how new fuel economy regulations could help you save even more in the future.
Slight relief for your wallet. AAA reporting the national average price for a gallon of gas is dropping, reaching $4.19 Sunday. That's down by 14 cents from the all-time high of $4.33 last month.
I need more money for gasoline.
But for drivers paying an average of $2.87 per gallon this time last year, this decrease is hardly enough.
You need to come down substantially.
At least $1.50
a gallon
for people to feel, that it's going back to the norm.
With some economists warning the president's decision could make matters worse in the long run.
Demand for gasoline's exceeding supplies.
So you artificially lower the prices, you increase demand even more.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg acknowledges the financial burden gas prices are causing families while announcing new national fuel economy requirements, stating all new vehicles sold in the U.S. will need to average 40 miles per gallon by 2026, an increase from 28 miles per gallon ordered under former President Donald Trump.
Americans buying a new vehicle will spend less on gas than they would have if we hadn't taken this step.
The White House estimates the new fuel economy rule will also prevent more than 5 trillion pounds of carbon dioxide from being released into the atmosphere by 2050. Sal Giangrasso, Fox News.
We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Music's biggest night handed out top awards in the industry, bringing many big moments and bringing the show to a new city, also known as Sin City. Ashley Dvorkin with a recap.
Performances, honors, special appearances. Here's a look at the 64th Grammy Awards.
We will be giving out the biggest award in music.
The Grammys were in Las Vegas for the first time, postponed from January due to the pandemic. Trevor Noah hosted and introduced the night's big moments, which included a video message from Ukrainian President Zelensky asking for support for his country.
Feel the silence with your music. Feel it today to tell our story.
John Legend then performed Free with Ukrainian exiles. A moving tribute to late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins started the In Memoriam segment. The show was packed with performances, including from Silk Sonic, Olivia Rodrigo, Chris Stapleton, Billie Eilish, Jon Batiste, Justin Bieber, Her with Lenny Kravitz and Travis Barker.
Please welcome Lady Gaga.
Tony Bennett introduced his friend Lady Gaga.
Do I love you? We're going to be keeping people's names out of our mouths.
There were brief mentions of the Oscars slap with Noah, then Questlove, who won an Oscar after the incident.
I'm going to present this award, and I trust that you people will stay 500 feet away from me.
Questlove won a Grammy for Summer of Soul, and he introduced Song of the Year.
Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic won that and Record of the Year for Leave the Door Open. Olivia Rodrigo won New Artist of the Year.
This is for real artists, real musicians. Let's just keep going.
And Album of the Year went to Jon Batiste for We Are.
I love you even if I don't know you. Good night.
There were 86 Grammy categories, about 10 presented during the show, making room for the music because, as Noah said, this one's a concert where they give out awards. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Be back with more KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. And Russia's war on Ukraine, missiles hit an oil refinery and storage depot in the Black Sea port city of Odessa. Moscow's war strategy appears to be intensifying the assault in the east and in the south of the country. On Face the Nation, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of systematic extermination of Ukrainians. It follows disturbing images of bodies, apparently those of civilians, in suburbs outside Kyiv. Russian forces retreated from the capital after facing stiff Ukrainian resistance. In Sacramento, California, police are investigating a mass shooting that left at least 6 people dead and about a dozen hospitalized. Authorities say multiple shooters began firing as bars and nightclubs were closing early Sunday morning. And on music's biggest night, Silk Sonic won Grammys for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. Jon Batiste won 5 Grammys, including Album of the Year for We Are, and Olivia Rodrigo was named Best New Artist.
That's weird to think about her as new. I guess it's the timing of it, and I don't know like the timeline that they use. It's weird to think about Olivia Rodrigo as being new.
I know. I don't know what the qualifications for that there
Yeah,
are,
I don't either.
but I know like different regions and stuff. Like you can apply to be like the newcomer, like for like 3 years in a row. So
Really?
yeah.
No, I had no idea. I wasn't familiar with that. One last look at the Skywatch storm trackers. The rain continues in the southern portion of southwest Missouri. Don't have to worry about any thunder or lightning. The rain more of a nuisance and really will be for the next several days as it will continue to fall, not only for today as it originates from the south-southwest, but all the way through into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, bringing us thunderstorms.
Well, dozens of Toronto residents heaved pillows at each other on Saturday in the city's first pillow fight since the pandemic to mark International Pillow Fight Day. Hey, why not? Some 80 people joined in the Toronto fight. Other cities throughout the world also host pillow fights to celebrate the day. According to the rules, participants must swing their pillows lightly. Can use soft pillows only.
It's not how me and my sister played.
No rocks in those pillows, Michael. Some cities ban feather pillows and others encourage them. The first International Pillow Fight Day was held in March 2008.
Okay, because you threw me for a loop when you said they're first since the pandemic, and I was thinking to myself, oh, I didn't know this was a regular thing pre-pandemic. Thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather when we see you at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.